But we have two aggrieved residents joining us here. We have with us Mr. Abimbola Balogun, who is a resident, and also you can see him in the reports I just played. And we also have with us Mrs. Oladoja Esther, Mrs. Esther Oladoja, who's also a resident of the Ikosi, Ketu, and their houses as well have now been affected and marked for demolition. Thank you so much for joining us, and very good morning to you. And I'm also inform our viewers that we were supposed to have the Alamu Onikosi to join us, but unfortunately he turned down the invitation, as well as his son, that's Tosi Onikosi, who was supposed to join us as well, but unfortunately turned down. Now, they did tell us that they passed an invitation to residents to come in and have a conversation with them regarding the demolition notice, but unfortunately they did not come for the meeting, and they also didn't come in to have this interview. Now, with that being said, we have set the stage. I must say this is pretty much unprecedented to have your feeling waking up a new year and having bulldozers in front of your doors and wanting to pull it down must be heart-wrenching, and my heart goes out to both of you. But I have to ask, and let me start with you, ma'am. The Onikosi and the Onikosis have said that they passed on an invitation for a meeting to the community to come and sit down, and you also said earlier on during our reporting that this is the second time you're seeing this happening, leaving there. Did they give any invitation? Did you have any notice?
No,
nothing at all?
Nothing. In fact, he told me that he regretted doing for other people to come and demolish my house initially. He begged, and he said he will build one out of two because there were two buildings. So later he was telling me that no salary, nothing. The government did not give them salary. And I built it up again. So for the son to come this time and demolish the new one, because rain normally disturbs, or there is erosion that normally comes from the ground. So I have to build another one. He demolished it. He destroyed it entirely, nothing. In fact, they were annoyed with me that they were telling other people that it's not because of demolition they came to revenge, to retaliate what I did to their father. I didn't do anything to their father.
How long have you been living there?
That was about 4.5 years ago.
When did you move to the area?
When did you build?
I stayed in the house before it was
sworn in
as a con, before it was sworn in.
Let me also ask you as well. Did you receive any invitation, any contract, any notice of demolition?
No formal invitation was received by these people. So they claim they have a court order to do this demolition exercise.
Fake.
And we said, no problem, if you have a court order, kindly present it. The sheriff that came presented a judgment. So I was opportune to read through. And what I could see was that it was particular about one defendant, Olutunde Amole. And they also claimed that they have judgment court order on 20 acres on Bello Street. No other street was included in that judgment. How come you're not going to the street besides Bello Street, off Bello Street, Grace Close, maybe Lewa Street, Kusumi, and all the environs? What's going on? You said you have the court order. Can you paste it for us? Let us see. You said no, for our eyes only. There were about more than 50 policemen, heavily armed, on Monday. That's about the 3rd of February. Heavily armed policemen. Anybody that make that attempt to raise up a phone, they seize the phone immediately. They wanted us to get into violence with them. Then they can put out a reaction and say they are hoodlums attacking the government, the police, and they say we are avoiding the court order or something. So we are now trying to make calls to people that can even help us come and look at this document with them. Because they claim that they gave us a notice. The same archipelago you guys are trying to do at that day was that you are trying to just curve those documents. The bailies started going to people's house and started bringing out loads from their house. I was like, okay, you said they there's a court order to demolish. Why bringing out their loot from the house? Get your excavator to just put this thing down.
Mr. Bimbolo, I want to go back to the very beginning.
Yes.
I know Ikosi quite well. I used to work not too far from there, so I know the area, and I know these houses have been there for decades. Yeah. So the question is, who were they purchased from initially? I mean, the property, the land.
The property was, I can't really give those information at this moment, but definitely not Onikosi.
Okay, so there seems to be some discrepancy between the purchase point and current.
This is where the problem comes in. When he became the Oba of Onikosi, the people that have the previous lands there that sold their property, you know, when the new buyer comes, the money led them, they will go and disturb the people and say, you need a ratification that the Oba has won this, the land, and obviously they pay some money. And they are given a new document. So most of the few houses there have gotten new documents, so they're using the opportunity. And at the point I wanted to renovate my father's out there, I went to see the Oba. I told him that there's my father's land is
So it's even your father's property.
Yes.
So this is how far back it goes.
It is not me purchase a new property.
It's
there.
your father's property. It's been in the family.
And this, my father died 1997.
Oh, wow.
When I was still very young. And now my father has gotten this property for like over 40 years ago.
And all of a sudden?
And all of a sudden, he said you have demolition.
Mama, this is the same with your property as well?
I bought my own.
Okay, when did you buy your own? Do you remember?
1983.
1983?
Yes.
That is 41 years ago.
That was before they
marked out a road
yes.
for development.
And it was purchased?
I've been there before.
So
they now say we should pay another money to Taiwo.
Who's Taiwo?
That was the king before this one.
The Onikosi then?
Yes, the Onikosi there. And I did. So this one was a...
What was the money that you were supposed to pay to the
They say we have to
Taiwo?
repeat the money. That those ones, they are not part of their family. But this one now, instead of asking questions, he destroyed my house, the two buildings, he destroyed it, and later he was begging.
The current Onikosi, did they come to meet you to ask you to pay any money?
No, they didn't ask me for money. But they have destroyed my properties I was having many things, because that time I was traveling. Many things they destroy is even more than the land.
So, Mama, regarding this land now, they said that they have called residents to come.
They don't have problem with my own.
Okay.
But there are some people among them, like the son. The son said, I
offended
their father.
But Ma, they said they've called residents. Mr. Bimbolo, if you can, they said they've called residents and that the residents did not come. How true is this?
This is what happened. There was about 3 years ago, they pasted a kind of notification from town planning, and they put a phone number there for us to come and defend whatever it is. So so we selected few members in the community, and we visited the Lausa to make verification on this. We did not call the number on that document. We decided to go to the sector directly to go and make inquiry of where this document came from. So they told us they don't know anything about this. So that was what formed the CDA in that area. All affected areas came together and that formed Jagumolu CDA, so that we can come together as one and fight this cause. As at that point, there was nothing concrete. They said they didn't get any notification to that. That is obviously not true.
I have to ask you.
So some people, people that called that phone number went to the same Alausa, and they were told that they should go to Onikosi to get the documents. So we that didn't call the phone number didn't get that information. So it's like a staged thing. Why put a phone number if it is the government? Just give us the direction to that place, then we'll go there.
You said earlier on that there was a notice that you saw that it seemed that it was targeted to one person, and you called that the person's name. Can I ask who this person is?
I didn't call the person's name.
You said it seemed to be
it seems that, yes.
to be targeted to this person.
Yes.
You actually did call the person's name, but who is this person?
I come again.
When you were responding to Mizuno during his question earlier,
Yes.
you said you had seen a notice, and it looked like the area that was targeted for demolition seemed to be...
There was no, they pasted in all areas, all the old houses that targeted for the demolition.
Right. And all the old houses that were targeted for demolition were selected areas. They were selected houses. Do you know why? And those houses, yours is one of them.
At first, it was not selected houses. It was all houses
in that area.
in that area.
In that area.
So when there was a visitation to the Alausa's office, the department, environment, something, they told us that they are not aware of this. It's only those people that contact that number, like they wanted you to call that number.
As Lagos State, have you, when the demolition men, when they came in, were they clothed in...
No,
Nothing like
They
that.
didn't...
The people we saw was the two princes
The sons
and
of
one
the,
other
of the
person
Oba.
belonging to the Oba Empire, I think maybe Bello or something they called him. Those,
So they were not clothed in
no,
Lagos?
not
Nothing
on
like
uniform.
that.
The only people that were clothed were the policemen
Okay.
And
and the sheriffs.
And the sheriffs. Have you gone to Lagos State and filed the complaints that there's bulldozers outside and demolition men, and if this is from the Lagos
As
State?
at that point, we can't leave the spot.
Right.
As at that point, because they wanted to crash down everywhere.
What's the next step for the residents, for the Residents Association, those who are affected by this notice?
We started making phone calls. We called the local government chairman at Ikosi, but she was not available. Then we were able to get in contact with Honorable Femi Said, who was the life-saving grace for the Jagumolusi, the whole concerned residents. He came to our aid. He came to our help. If not for that day, what we'll be talking about today will be something else. Because that excavator, the tractor that came in, worked on that Monday. He was able to successfully demolish some few houses. Then it broke down. On Tuesday, they were trying to fix that excavator, and it got finished in the evening. While doing that, they resorted to a plan B, brought in carpenters, like 20 of them. They started going to a house that they were marked and be removing their roofs and using hammer to demolish the walls. Then on Wednesday, the excavator was meant to work that day again before the intervention of the Honorable to put them to stop. Immediately that happened, we got the help of the DPO in Ketu, who came to evacuate the policemen out of that area and that excavator. So as at this point, we are still hearing word of mouth that they say they are coming heavily again.
So what are you asking for now? Who are you directing this to?
We are directing this to the Lagos State government.
And
To
you're
help us
asking,
put a stop finally in this kind of situation.
I mean, because it's really concerning to know that your house has been targeted twice now. This is second
Yes.
time.
And they demolish everything.
In my own case, the Oba even gave, in 2015, the Oba gave me a complimentary card, and wrote behind with his signature that nobody should disturb me on this property, stating my own plot of land. I was surprised to even see marked for demolished by the same Oba.
No, wait, the markings is what's surprising. Who marked them? Was it the Onikosi people or was it Lagos State?
The thugs that they brought in that day by the prince and the Oba that they said they won the judgment. We want Lagos State to even help us verify these documents. Because what is on the document, what I read was that they had a judgment over one defendant. And they're claiming 20 acres on Bello Street. Bello Street itself is not even up to 20 acres. So where did they get the judgment for 20 acres on Bello Street? And this Mrs. Lajoja's house is not even on Bello Street.
Mr. Pemela, you've told exactly who you'd like to come to aid. Madam Lajoja, I'm asking if there's any specific note you'd like to make, maybe to the Lagos State government, or asking for help.
If they can help us, it will be good.
Okay.
Because this is the second time. I don't know. In fact, I wasn't around. I wasn't around that day. When I came, I saw them about 100 coming
So
from
for
my
you,
side.
this is a call to the authorities.
And the notification was written after demolishing my house.
After.
After.
Yes. After they demolished
It's very
our own
sad.
fence, they now wrote
It's very
the
sad. Well,
inscription.
Mr. Bimbo, we have to close on this segment here now, but once again, please, loud and clear, to the authorities, you're expecting that they should come to the aid of residents of Ikosi, and especially to help verify these documents that the Onikosi
And our
has been.
appreciation to the Honorable
Okay.
Femi Said.
All right, great. Well, I want to say thank you very much, and we do hope that this matter finds an end where you guys are perhaps compensated, or at least maybe, let's just say compensation for whatever damages have been done. We hope so.
That should be set in place already because so many homes have been displaced.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm also worried about security as well. When you pull down people's walls and
In
homes.
fact, after the demolition, thieves came to my house,
Oh dear.
carried the 2 generators, vandalized the place.
The most
and nobody
concerning
can-
thing is
nobody
even
can
that
come
the
and
presence of
face
the
them.
police, who are supposed to be the people
Safeguarding
to watch
the
over
lives and
lives and
properties.
properties of the citizens, they are now the ones standing against its own citizens. They are just with the prince, the 2 princes. Nobody should even do anything with them. And we are telling the policemen, the leader, the team lead, the commanding officer there that please, kindly just put these people to question.
Well, we will continue to follow the story and at least make sure that it continues to have the eyeballs and attention of the authorities. I want to say thank you very much, Mr. Bimbola.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Madam Ladoja, for coming on the show this
Thank you.
morning.